Hello. This video is for anyone with their sun or ascendant in Sagittarius. In recent weeks, dear Sagittarians, you've likely been feeling a sharp internal resistance. It might seem as if external circumstances and daily routines are closing in around you, stripping away your trademark sense of scale and freedom. You are used to big-picture thinking, inspiring those around you with your faith in the future, and boldly charging ahead. Lately, however, you may have hit a wall of petty demands, rigid rules, and domestic obligations that smother your enthusiasm. Trying to escape this grind through sudden, spontaneous projects only scatters your energy, while your optimistic mask is struggling to hide mounting fatigue and the fear of missing your biggest opportunity. You are completely fine. It's just that the old strategy of charging ahead blindly on pure enthusiasm no longer works. The time has come to blend your grand vision with cool, strategic calculation. The good news is that September of 2026 gives you the ultimate toolkit to shape your ambitious ideas into a solid structure. The first 10 days of the month center on fundamental career achievements thanks to a strong Mercury in your 10th house. On the 11th of September, the new moon at 18 degrees Virgo, right at the top of your chart, opens a major new long-term chapter in your professional standing and status. Uranus turning retrograde on the 10th of September in your 7th house of partnerships will force a review of your joint agreements, while the full moon on the 26th of September at 4 degrees Aries, in your vibrant 5th house, brings a long-awaited breakthrough in creative endeavors and personal projects. And on the 28th of September, your ruler Mars moves into Leo, your 9th house of expanding horizons. Let's break down step by step how Sagittarius can navigate September in the best possible way. At the very end of the video, a short neuro-alignment practice awaits you to help declutter your mind and smoothly navigate all the challenging days of September. Make sure to listen until the end, but now let's dive into the forecast, starting with personal strategy and finances. The first 10 days of the month are a time of professional triumph and strategic goal setting. While Mercury resides in Virgo in your 10th house of career and status, and the new moon occurs there at 18 degrees on the 11th of September, you are fully equipped to articulate your terms clearly, organize business processes, and establish your authority with clients and superiors. However, major shifts take place on the 10th of September. Uranus halts and turns retrograde at 5 degrees Gemini in your 7th house of professional and personal partnerships. At this point, Uranus joins for other outer planets already in retrograde, meaning all 5 collective giants are slowing down external processes simultaneously. On the same day, Mercury enters Libra, your 11th house of long-term plans, teams, and social networks, while Venus enters Scorpio, taking up residence in your 12th house of the subconscious and hidden resources. From the 10th of September onward, Uranus retrograding in your relationship sector warns that old ways of interacting with partners will require flexibility. Unpredictability on the part of associates may force you to renegotiate terms. Meanwhile, Venus in your 12th house strongly recommends keeping your major financial and investment plans strictly confidential. On the 16th and 17th of September, Mars in your 8th house of shared resources forms a precise, harmonious trine to retrograde Saturn in your 4th house. These are ideal days to handle real estate matters, mortgages, family capital, or securing loans based on a solid, time-tested foundation. On the 18th of September, as Mercury from your 11th house forms a strict opposition to Saturn in your 4th house, your grand plans will face a reality check. Your social ambitions or group projects could hit rigid roadblocks tied to family obligations, domestic issues, or property matters. On the 18th of September, do not give in to irritation or try to smash through walls head-on. Your primary weapon is a cold, rational trimming of expenses, and a practical adjustment of your plans to fit real-world conditions. On the 28th of September, Mars enters fellow fire sign Leo, your ninth house of worldview, legal affairs, travel, and higher education. From this moment, your powerful fire energy, inspiration, and readiness to conquer new territory will fully return to you. How will all of this translate into your personal life and relationships as a whole? What should you expect, and where should you direct your attention? From the 10th of September, with Venus entering Scorpio in your 12th house and Mercury moving into Libra in your 11th house, your interactions with those around you will take on an intriguing dual nature. On the surface, you will display diplomacy, enjoy networking with like-minded individuals, and forge useful contacts. Deep down, however, Venus in Scorpio will compel you to process the true nature of your emotional bonds. You might pick up on subtle, hidden motives behind the actions of loved ones, or feel a strong desire for solitude. On the 10th and 18th of September, avoid making impulsive promises. Under the influence of fleeting emotions, you could take on obligations that will later turn into a heavy burden. The month's climax arrives on the 26th of September with the full moon at 4 degrees Aries. It takes place in your 5th house, the sector of creativity, romantic passions, self-expression, and children. This is a bright, high-emotion peak. The full moon will bring absolute clarity to personal relationships, highlight the results of a creative endeavor, or bring closure to a drawn-out state of uncertainty with someone close to your heart. The main rule for Sagittarius on the 26th of September is, don't be afraid to showcase your individuality, and give yourself permission to feel genuine joy without worrying about external validation. How physically active and energized your body remains plays a key role in how successfully you navigate September's planetary transits. For the expansive, open nature of Sagittarius, September of 2026 sets specific health demands on the liver, gallbladder, hip joints, and nervous system. In the first half of the month, as you take on an increased workload, suppressed impatience and frustration over minor daily obstacles can trigger gallbladder spasms, liver sluggishness, or tight hip muscles. In somatic psychology, the hip joints are directly linked to the fear of taking a leap into the unknown, and the feeling that your movement is restricted. On the 18th of September, during the Mercury-Saturn opposition, it is vital not to overload your liver with heavy foods. Protect your ligaments, and refrain from intense physical strain. After the 28th of September, when Mars enters your 9th house, your vitality and physical energy levels will surge upward. The best ways to maintain your reserves this month include active outdoor walks, hip-opening yoga, proper hydration, and conscious management of your sleep quality. Don't let nighttime mental chatter disrupt your natural biological rhythms. Let's assemble the map of your September into a single clear action plan to remove mental noise and organize everything neatly. Until the 10th and 11th of September, lock in career achievements and map out new status goals under a strong Mercury and the new moon in the 10th house. The 10th of September, remain flexible in partnerships under retrograde Uranus in the 7th house, coordinate team goals with Mercury in Libra, and safeguard personal privacy with Venus in Scorpio. The 16th, 17th, and 18th of September, solidify your financial and property footing during the Mars-Saturn trine, and coolly align your ambitions with your family budget during the Mercury-Saturn opposition on the 18th of September. The 26th of September, celebrate creative success, express your feelings, and wrap up personal projects during the full moon in the 5th house. The the 28th of September. Execute a major leap forward in education, legal matters, and expanding your reach as Mars moves into the 9th house. Mental focus of the month. Redirect your drive away from chaotic expansion and fighting daily limitations toward systematically building your authority and executing your primary goals. Now that you know what to expect from September, let's tune our mindset and internal state for a fantastic month ahead. By the way, if you know your ascendant sign in addition to your sun sign, I recommend watching both forecasts to combine them for a complete picture of the month. You can find videos for all zodiac signs on the channel. However, raw information about dates and transits alone doesn't automatically change our habitual reactions. Still, we create our future moment by moment, and being aware of the astrological landscape gives us the tools to navigate it gracefully. Let me invite you to take the first step right now. Write your personal manifesto phrase for Sagittarius in the comments below. I see my true path and boldly move toward great heights. Like this video and subscribe to the channel if you resonate with our approach. Now let's transition into our integrative neuroalignment practice. It is designed using neurolinguistic principles so that your brain deeply relaxes your body, sheds mental noise, and shifts into a calm, clear-headed observer state. If you are currently driving, walking outside, working out, or doing household chores, there is no need to stop, close your eyes, or put your tasks on hold. This session is crafted to work directly with your subconscious mind, even as background listening. Your brain will capture the necessary mental keys and begin releasing physical tension. Simply keep moving, let my voice play in the background, and be sure to listen through to the end to solidify your inner foundation for all of September. Ready? Let's begin. Take a slightly deeper breath in, and a smooth, gentle exhale out. You don't need to try hard to relax. Just feel the sensation of your clothing against your skin. Notice the weight of your shoulders. Feel the ground supporting your feet if you are standing or walking, or the support behind your back if you are seated. Your body is doing an incredible job right now, keeping you balanced in an ever-changing world. Allow your face to soften. Unclench your jaw. Let your shoulders drop half a centimeter lower. Simply breathe out any built-up tension. No matter what happens around you this month, whatever planetary transits, emotional storms, or external demands come your way, there is a space of absolute quiet inside you. It is your breath. It is the steady beat of your heart. It is your ability to simply observe. You are not your anxious thoughts. You are the observer who notices those thoughts and watches them drift by like clouds. With every inhale, you reclaim your composure. With every exhale, you let go of other people's expectations and chaos. You have handled challenges before. You will absolutely navigate this moment too. Your body knows how to be strong. Your mind knows how to remain clear. Just breathe and keep moving forward. To engage in deeper, focused therapeutic work, fully release accumulated stress, and reset any challenging aspects of this month at a somatic level, click the link in the video description. There you will find the complete 10-minute deep immersion session. I recommend listening to it whenever you need to regain composure and clarity on tough days. Subscribe to the channel and save the link for quick access. Take care of your energy and see you in the next videos.